All right. Welcome to the world of exploration. Welcome to the world of learning. Let's start exploring. Let's start learning. This is your very own educator, teacher, philosopher, guide, mentor, friend, preacher, one and all. And this is the one-stop destination that is English Gurukul, or the CBSE platform wherein we can all get connected on this via this platform and on this beautiful you know platform, so we can all learn together and we can all grow together, right? So this is your very own educator, Sikut Joshma, right? All right, so I just wanted you people to get in touch with me, not only in videos but also because I think the reach out of video is not to that extent. And I think that because I need to post certain um you know files as well, so I think that WhatsApp channel would be suitable thing for you guys as well, and for me also as an educator to post over there. So I've created this uh channel, and if you click on this, or you can either click on you can't click on this because I think I'm sharing the whiteboard, and therefore it won't allow you to click, but you can at least you can just type it in your browser, right? WhatsApp.com channel slash, just keep in mind the way it is written, you're supposed to write it down like that. Then you're supposed to click on it, right? um yeah, you're supposed to click on it. Then it would say this link is directing you to a website outside of Zoom. Only open links you trust. You are supposed to click on those. So you obviously you can trust me, so your own educator, Sukti Joshi ma'am. I have a lot of experience, like not a lot, but 4 years of teaching experience, right? In very, very, very renowned and recognized and well-established skills. So you will just click on open link, and then this would redirect you to the channel that I have recently created. So this is the new beginning of 2025, 2026 session, right? So yeah. Um Okay, okay, it might be showing you, but all right, wait, let me continue. All right, yeah. So here you would have something of this sort. So when you click on that link, if it is allowed, if you can click on the link, I don't know, I'm not sure, I'm not so techno savvy, but then you will get to see this uh English CBSE class 12. This channel is meant to cater to the needs of children. Educator Sapil Joshi. Let's all keep learning, let's all keep growing. That's our tagline. That's my tagline. That's yours tagline. That's yours too. And we all will, get connected. Even the educators can get connected to, can get connected via this group, and they can, they keep on updating, whether it be any circular, or whether it be any, handouts of the, you know, or the books, for example, Arihant, or for example, Oswald or Oswald, not all everything of that sort. So, we can just pass it on with the permission of the publisher, of course. right? So yeah, so you would be directed towards this, and then you can, you can click on this view channel, and then you would be directed into, uh I can't show you because everything is visible at my end. So you would be directed towards my channel, right? All right. Coming back to um give me a sec. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So now again, what we were discussing, we are gonna discuss that. I just wanted you to know that we have a channel too, and you can get associated, and you will find a lot of good material over there. So you will benefit a lot. All right. So let's get started. I'll just zoom in, and then we'll get started, right? All right. So to make sure, we basically we spoke about the differences that he could see, because obviously, every time he used to, walk down, he used to find a lot of people out there, but now not even a single soul was there, and the kind of mustaches and the beards and everything of that sort, that means that that means that people were sort of, very different from each other. They were not similar at all. So many beards disputed, right? So to make sure, I walked over to a newsboy and glanced at the stack of papers at his feet. It was the world. Important, very important. Please underline it. It was the world. And the world hasn't been published for years. And the world, so the name is world, the world. It's not world, it's the world, right? So to make sure, I walked over to a newsboy and glanced at the stack of the papers at his feet. It was the World. So the name of the newspaper was the World. Like, for example, nowadays in India, we do have the Hindustan Times, we do have the Times of India, we have now Bharat Times, we have Dainik Jagran in Hindi, and we have loads and loads of papers, newspapers, the names, right? Similarly, in those times, it was the World, right? Hasn't been published for years. The lead story said something about President Cleveland. Now we are talking about that the lead story, right? That means that the main story was dealing with the president, was saying something about the president Cleveland, right? It's Cleveland. Just keep on highlighting whatever I'm highlighting because it is very important for you to remember. CBSE can ask you in the MCQ format. They can ask you in two marker questions. You should be able to answer that, right? Clear? I hope you have understood this, right? So I have found that front page since in the public library files, and it was printed June 1894. So how can he find a page, of 1894, but he has found that page in, stating the date. What is the date? You should remember that. June 11, 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 1894. 18 So I found that front page since in the public library files, and it was printed June 11, 1894. So again, the date is very, very important, and it states June 11, 1894, right? So June 11, 1894. We are talking about 1894. That means we are talking with past. Then we will be moving towards 1970s, 19 something. That means we would be talking about the future or the present, and sometimes we would be talking about the present, right? So we are reviewing the past, the present, and the future. Clear? So I turned toward the ticket windows, knowing that here on the third level at Grand Central, I could buy tickets that would take Louisa and me everywhere in the United States. We wanted to go. In the year 1894, so he was sort of, he sort of turned toward the ticket windows, knowing that here on the third level at the Grand Central, so ticket windows, what are ticket windows? Earlier in now also you have ticket windows, wherein you take you for example uh, you can take an instance of airport. You might be having ticket windows, so it's not called ticket windows now, but where you take your whatever you take, what you have understood the point, right? So knowing that here on the third level at Grand Central, where at Grand Central, and I think it's a major thing. Keep on, yeah. So I could buy tickets that would take Louisa and me, so his wife and him, anywhere in the United States. Why? Wherever they wanted to go. Why? Because obviously we are talking about the past, right? Are we not talking about the past? And if you talk about the past, so for example, the time machine, if we talk about the time machine, right? If we talk about the time machine, so you either travel in the past or you travel in the future, right? You are living in the present, right? But you can travel either in the past or in the future. So he actually traveled in the past, and he is now thinking that obviously, because now, for example, now if you, for example, I travel in the past, right, using a time machine, and I have around 10 crores, right, with me, but 10 crores is nothing in today's era, right? Supposedly, I'm just taking an example. Supposedly, 10 crores is nothing in today's time. But in the past, 10 crores meant a lot. You could buy a palatial house, like palatial villa, not house, palatial villas, not even a villa, villas. You could buy uh, you could build a school, proper school. You could have, you know, you could give basic, you not only basic, you could provide luxurious amenities to each and every citizen of that particular nation. You could uh, have so many farmhouses. You could have so many, you know, you have understood the point. So many cars, luxurious cars, Lamborghini, I don't know what all, BMW, then Mercedes, and all that stuff. You could have Gucci bags and all that stuff which you dream of, right? That, uh, or but according to me, Indian stuff is good, but I'm just giving an example so that you can relate with it, right? So in the year 1894, and I wanted 2 tickets at Galesburg, Illinois. So he wanted 2 tickets. Why 2 tickets? Of course, he's talking about himself, and he's talking about Louisa, who is his wife, who is Charlie's wife, right? So, and I wanted 2 tickets, so he wanted 2 tickets. How many tickets? 2 tickets to Galesburg, Illinois. So he wanted two tickets to Galesburg, Illinois. Illinois. Yeah. Now, have you ever been there? It's a wonderful town. Now he's basically describing, right? What is he doing? He's actually basically describing. So again, over here, what would come? Description. So here description is given, right? So description is given. Clear? Now, have you ever been there? It's a wonderful town still, with big old frame houses. So in the past, if we talk about the houses that they constructed or the architecture that was there, for instance, I am a I'm a Hindu, right? I'm a Hindu Brahmin. So if you see the temples out there, you would see huge, humongous temples. You would see monumental temples, beautiful, exquisite temples. Although they were, looted by Britishers, by Portuguese, by, all these countries that actually try to invade and that actually, try to intrude and then, loot and uh, try to demotivate and try to instill that sort of feeling of inferiority, as whereas we were the golden birds, right? So it was it was because of the Britishers, because of the Mughals, so on and so forth. Our history has been like that. So because we have been a colonized country, whereas we should have colonized others. If we colonization is not at all good. I'm not promoting colonization, but instead of being colonized, you can, colonize others, right? So when you are capable, actually capable, and you have the means and everything, when you have the upper hand, you should be dominating, not the other person. So have you ever been there? It's a wonderful town. So during those days, towns were large enough, everything was big, like made in a huge way, constructed in a huge way, with big old frame houses. So they used to have big old frame houses. Huge lawns used to be there. So lawns were there with each and every house. It was not even a house, it was a kind of a villas. Yeah, they were kind of a villas that existed, but they used to be called as houses too. So because they were so common and they all had lawns. It was not that, no, it was, the society was not like that. This is the lower middle class, this is the middle class, this is the upper middle class, this is the poor class, this is the rich class, this is the upper rich class, this is the wealthy class. No, not at all. That was done later, and that wasn't done by Hindus, let me tell you that. This is an additional information that I'm giving you from my end. So it's huge lawns and tremendous trees and a lot of trees that actually suits our climate. So Indians, if I talk about Indians or Hindus, we actually planted trees or plants that actually suits the environment of a particular city or of a particular state, right? For example, in Delhi, these kind of trees and plants should be grown. In Kerala, these type of trees and plants should be grown. In Mussoorie, these type of trees and plants should be grown. In Bangalore, such and such, and in Nainital, such and such. So, all that stuff was done by Hindus, Indians, and um, then Mughals changed the entire scenarios. Britishers changed the entire scenario. They just brought in what they thought of to be cool and to be sort of, what they grew in their own country. There, the climate was absolutely different, but we adopted their means and ends, which is absolutely wrong, right? I'm just telling you from the additional point of view, but you should know this, right? So, and in 1894, summer evenings were twice as long, and people sat out on their lawns, the men smoking cigars and talking quietly, the women waving palm leaf fans with the fireflies all around in a peaceful world. So it was kind of a peaceful, harmonious world that existed, right? And we are talking about which year? We are talking about 1894. Where is the arrow cursor? Yeah. And in 1894, summer evenings were twice as long. So it, now we tend to complain. The major thing that we have nowadays, the major complaints that we make is that we don't have time. We are busy. We are busy. We are busy. We don't have time. I don't know where the time goes, and that happens with me, especially with me. I really don't understand where does the time fly away, and do other people have extra time with them, or it's just me who has limited time, who cannot, it does happen with me, and it might be happening with you guys too, that you don't understand where does the time fly, just goes away. So just time is something that you just can't bring back. If it has flown away, if it has, flown away, blown away, you can't bring it back. That's the worst thing about time. That's what I feel. So in 1894, summer evenings were twice as long. And my grandmom used to tell me, and my grandmother, my nanny still tells me that, summer in those times, summer holidays used to be of 3 months or 4 months, and they could extend according to the weather. If it is too hot, then or if it's too cold, or if it's too rainy, they would have their holidays, right? So according to the situation, they could, they were flexible. And even in Russia, it is like that. They have holidays throughout, right? Like 3.5 months, then again for they will go for some time, and then again they would have holidays. So it's like that, and that should be the way if you really want your children to grow in a nice, quiet, harmonious environment with a harmonious mind, with a serene mindset, with a clear mindset. You should, what schools are doing is that they are just, in order to, pressurize teachers, they just sort of tell teachers to make worksheets or give homework to students. This is a kind of a workload that I feel that schools uh you know tend to pressurize teachers and students, both of them together. And that how teachers are supposed to be just running around all the time, checking, then evaluating, then where is the time? You don't find any time. You have saybacks, you have workshops, you have to do evaluation time and again. UTs are there taking place for the children as well. It's difficult for teachers, it's very difficult. Half yearlies, and then children come and complain, then their parents come and complain why have they got such less marks. So all those things are and should be taken into account, right? If you want to live in a peaceful environment, you should have and give peaceful environment to the teachers and to the children both, right? So to be back there with the First World War, still 20 years of, and World War II, over 40 years in the future, I wanted 2 tickets for that. So to be back there with the First World War, still 20 years off, right? And World War II, over 40 years in the future, I wanted 2 tickets for that. So he wanted to be basically living in a war-free zone, right? So, for example, we are the lot who have, I don't know why, um, we have been the lot who have seen and have been through a lot. Like we have seen the COVID era, the first thing of COVID, then the second age of, not the second age, but the second wave of COVID, the first wave of COVID, then the third wave of COVID, and then again the COVID variant has changed, but COVID is there. So, we have seen, and plus then how in Kashmir, Pahalgaon, the attack took place, um, that was that's actually a heinous crime to commit. So, and then the tensions between India and Pakistan, trying to provoke Indians and Hindus. And if you provoke, then, you will definitely get to see the consequences. So then India would retaliate. What's the point of World War? But if you want, then definitely there will be one. But there would be destruction on both the ends. You can't say that there would be destruction only in one country. There would be destruction global, like on a global platform, right? It's one, we all possess one earth. We should remember that. The clerk figured the fare. He glanced at my fancy hatband, but he figured the rare and I had the fare, sorry. But he figured the fare and I had enough for 2 coach tickets one way. So he had enough to, so that he could go 2 ways. But when I counted out the money and looked up, the clerk was staring at me. He nodded at the bills. That ain't money. Minster. Now, so he nodded at the bills. He said, that isn't money, right? Mister, not Minster. It's Mister, right? That isn't money. So that isn't counted as money. What are you doing? Are you fooling me? Or do you think that I'm a fool? Right? So, and if you're trying to skin me, right? Like if you're trying to skin me, or if you're trying to be fool me, right? You won't get very far. Let me tell you that. Say that you won't get very far if you're trying to, befool me, or you're trying to fool me, you're trying to play around with me, or you're trying to skin me. You won't get along, and you won't get very far, right? And he glanced at the cash drawer beside him. Of course, the money was old style bills. So of course, the money was old. When we are talking about ancient times, uh, when we are talking about the past, obviously the currency would also be in the past, right? The currency would be of the past, right? That means if you see, we are the only generation who have seen the COVID war, that is the basically biological kind of a war. Then we have seen the war, that is the tensions that escalated between India and Pakistan. So, and then now, then we have seen, we also saw demonetization, right? And so we are that generation, so we should be able to understand it better, in a better manner. So you must have seen those 500 notes, and so how they were discontinued. So now you cannot go and just go and give it to any shopkeeper or any ticket counter. You cannot hand over that money and expect that the person would give you any item in return, or any ticket in return, whether it be about train ticket, metro ticket, uh plane ticket, any ticket. You can't expect that. For them, it's just a piece of paper. It's not holding any value. A paper or a currency holds value when it is regulated by a particular agency, right? And in ancient times, in the past, this wasn't the cash, right? It wasn't holding any sort of value, right? And he glanced at the cash drawer beside him. Of course, the money was old style bills, half again and as big as the money we use nowadays, and different looking. And obviously, they were different looking. I turned away and got out fast. There's nothing nice about jail, even in 1894. Now, this is a sort of a joke that he, for us, it's a joke. For him, it would have been a different kind of situation altogether. So now he turned away and got out fast. So he got out fast. That there's nothing nice about jail, about the jail, even in the era of 1894. So even if we talk about 1894, in fact, then the punishments used to be huge. Like the houses were huge, the punishments were also huge, and the jail uh, was not a good thing to be in, whether you are in 1894 or in 90s, right? All right, so now for this is it. This is Sukriti Joshi ma'am signing off. Till then, let's all keep learning, let's all keep growing, right? And let's stay connected with each other on this right platform, which is English Gurukul. And all right, so yeah, if you have any queries, if you have any questions, you can let me know in the comment section below. And you can also get connected with me on my WhatsApp channel, uh, which I have shown you in this video how to go about. So you can just type in the link, or if you can go through my, I don't think so you can go through my link, but you can go uh and type it in your browser, and then you would be directed towards my channel, and then we can get connected. I would be uploading material there, I would be updating you guys about each and everything, about the circulars from CBSE, about everything. So stay connected, stay tuned. This is the Joshi ma'am signing off. Jai Shri Krishna. Namaste.